I don't know.
All right, Frank.
Uh-huh.
I like how you keep rolling the previous topic into the current one, so when I clip this out, people are going to have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Because it's time for things you did not know about It's a Wonderful Life. So it had a limited release on December 20th, 1946. Mm-hmm. Its wide release, it was on January 7th, 1947. It had a budget of $3.18 million, and it lost money. Right? Well, no, I take it back. It barely made money. The budget was 3.18. It made 3.3 at the box office. Oh, I guess I should probably bring the pictures up, by the way. Did you know? Poster. Did you know It's a Wonderful Life started out as a Christmas card?
Okay.
Philip Van Doren Stern wasn't having any luck getting his short story, The Greatest Gift, picked up by publishers. So he printed up 200 copies of the story and sent the booklet out as a 21-page Christmas card. The book was eventually published in 1944, and David Hempstead, a producer at RKO Pictures, got a hold of the Christmas card and ended up purchasing the movie rights for $10,000.
All right. It's one way to advertise and sell.
Do you know who was originally supposed to play George Bailey?
Tom Hanks.
No. Good guess. No, Cary Grant.
There you go.
But there was one of those projects that it's like, it's going to be made, and then it's not going to be made, and it's going to be made, and then it's not going to be made. And eventually, like, he moved on, and then they ended up getting Jimmy Stewart.
Well, I don't like that guy. Why is he looking at me?
Yeah, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
This kid across the way is looking at me with his binoculars.
So the movie was shot during the summer of 1946 in the middle of a heat wave.
Hey.
Director Frank Capra was a trained engineer, and he created a new way to make fake snow. But at the time, they used painted cornflakes for fake snow. At least that was the most common. They still did technically use asbestos. The stuff that was falling down, not asbestos. But all the
that's
stuff...
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it was the Wizard of Oz. All the stuff that's like in the background, that is asbestos.
Lovely.
But he developed a mix of fomite, that's the stuff that's in fire extinguishers, along with sugar and water. And that was what the fake snow was. In 1947, the FBI issued a memo about the film being a potential communist infiltration of the motion picture industry. The agency cited its rather obvious attempts to discredit bankers by casting Lionel Barrymore as a Scrooge type so that he would be the most hated man in the picture. This, according to these sources, is a common trick used by communists. And actually, I think my date's off. This has it dated 1949. This said 1947. So I'm going to go with what's on the actual picture.
Yeah, the fact that the guy's just a complete dick, is removed from the... No, he's
nothing
they're
to
saying
do
he's
with
a
it,
communist.
Absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, look at the guy.
Hey, that's Drew Barrymore's relative. Show a little respect.
And finally,
bald bastard.
The movie probably would have just disappeared into oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you recall as to why It's a Wonderful Life became such a popular Christmas movie?
So it's kind of like what happened with A Christmas Story. NBC had the rights to it and would put it on like every year after Thanksgiving, like that first weekend of December. And I think that's what people and I kind of go with is what brought the cult following to it, was something like that.
So what actually happened was the copyright ran out because somebody forgot to fill out the paperwork.
All right.
And so during the 60s, television stations were always trying to find a Christmas movie to play during the holiday season, and they didn't want to pay copyright. So they looked for copyright-free movies, things that were in the public domain. And at that time, technically, It's a Wonderful Life was in the public domain. So every television station across the board was airing this movie because they didn't have to pay any rights to it.
There you go.
And then eventually, Republic Pictures reclaimed its copyright in 1994.
I will say, if you watch that movie, which you haven't.
I have not. And at this point, I'm kind of leaning into never watching it.
Well, I was going to say, there's 2 or 3 reasons why you'd want to watch it. He has like at least 2 really intense scenes where he's emotionally crying. And he had just come back from World War II, serving in the Air Force, I believe.
Oh, World War II.
He was having PTSD trips. And so when you watch the movie, the 2 times that he's really like nervous and crying, he was actually having PTSD with like emotions at that point, and they actually caught it on camera. He was completely freaking out from.
All right, I might watch those clips. We'll leave it at that.
So there you go.